We're live.
So, welcome everyone to the Wednesday edition of the Foolish Tech Show. Thank you so very much, everyone out there joining us. If you would like to participate, please join us at foolishit.com/live or Foolish Tech Show. We're here primarily to support our software and answer any questions anyone has from us. We'll do anything at all. If you have an inkling of a question, a complaint, a concern, anything to do with our software that we sell and our business, please let us know. We'll be happy to talk about that, and feel free to interrupt. Otherwise, we're just going to talk about general tech stuff. It'll probably be focused at least somewhat loosely on what we do and who we support out there, and those are most of our tech shops and consumers relating to consumer concerns related to security. We'll continue that conversation if we don't hear anything else. But we do usually have quite a few people that follow us in the IRC chat. Again, that's at foolishTechShow.com or foolishit.com/live. Right now, we've got Nels from Futures Tech with us. They're here quite often. But Mike from InBuys, Phoenix, Shuk, and the rest of our crew are here today. So anyone else?
For those not on that list that Michael just mentioned, that was foolishTechShow.com that Michael mentioned. Don't just go to Foolish Tech Show.
Oh, yeah. Yes, foolishTechShow.com or foolishit.com/live. We have two feeds, a Twitch feed and a YouTube feed now. The Twitch feed auto plays, and so you might want to open those up in different windows so that you don't have it playing in the background. Just a piece of advice there. But we'll go ahead and get into it. The crew in the IRC has posted a whole bunch of links, so we'll start to chat a little bit about them. I haven't looked at all these just yet, so I'm only going to briefly go over them. But Phoenix points us into a number of directions, as usual. But we talked about this a bit yesterday. It talks about Softbank buying the semiconductor giant behind ARM. Now, ARM doesn't actually make their own processors. They license their IP. But that should, they bought it for $32 billion in cash. That's probably a good investment considering how popular that platform and the SBC community in general seems to be, and how quickly it's growing, and how the IoT does seem to be.
$32 billion is a lot to recover from, though.
Well, this is true. But I'd say it's a safer bet. The IoT is coming into fruit. Things are starting to move forward with that. The boom in SBC sales, I think, are just a small indication of that. You see sites being flooded with products based around these things, particularly robotics and drone-related projects that are very immensely popular, and even VR capture stuff, all sorts of implications for this type of equipment, including server deployment. So economies of scale, things like that, they're huge, and I think it's a reasonable good investment. That's just my opinion. I don't make financial advice, and I don't have any financial background, so please take it with a grain of salt, but that's my opinion.
Amazon won't say if the Echo is being wiretapped, is a post from Mike Invies.
That's true, but I would read that a little bit more closely. Amazon at least is going so far as to offer up transparency reports, and they may not disclose all the information we want, but I'd say they're tracked for at least proffering up some information.
Well, the stuff they let you listen to is only after you say Alexa. So that's what my concern, and I think Nick's concern is as well, is if they're actually recording while before you say Alexa or just all the time.
Before you hit the button.
Yeah.
RTV.
I mean, it's such a tough call because I mean, ultimately they have to listen to the entire conversation to pick out the word Alexa to begin with. So
hold on, wait! I just activated Michael's mic invices Alexa. So 1 second while I say Alexa, lock the door. Alexa, shut off the lights.
Alexa, call 911. Sound the alarms.
Yeah, Alexa, sound alarm.
Call 911. Alexa, call 911. I'm in trouble. Alexa, help!
Wait, you guys forgot the important one. Alexa, volume 10.
Good point. All right, let's get through some of these other ones here. It looks like
Alexa, initiate emergency shutdown procedures.
is Mike? I don't condone us picking on people, as you know. So, Mike, my sympathies.
We're not picking on him. We're picking on his Alexa.
Well, that's true. I don't care about inanimate objects so much. So, core Tor contributor leaves project, shutting down important Tor nodes. That's interesting. Don't know anything about that though. So, if anybody wants to bring me up to speed, Brantley, you might have some input on that. Your iPhone can be hacked remotely with just a message. Not surprising. That's happened once before, so that's not anything terribly new. Kim.com's video, Megavideo to pay $14.3 million for piracy, and that's kind of, I mean, might not be old news, but it's been in the news so much. I'm just tired of hearing about it.
13.4 dyslexia.
13.4, yeah, sorry. Google and Bing don't have censor torrent search, don't have to censor torrent searches. That's great. I'd say, we put a very large burden on the search engines. I don't think that they deserve actually all of the burden that we put on them. Sometimes for our, to conform to our social norms, it may be a little bit much because the actual technology of implementing that isn't taken so much into consideration. But I think there's some things they should do, of course, particularly if court ordered to do so. But it's good that they don't have to do everything. Let's see. It's where Microsoft is revising its goals for Windows 10. Well, of course, when you're going to miss your self-induced track with it, of course you're going to have to revise your goals. So you're going to change how you assess the progress. So you're basically going to change the scale. This is just marketing crap, and I'm not a big fan of Microsoft because of another story which I want to focus on. I'm sorry, Phoenix, for not going through every last one of your articles before I jump into this. I got to find the link, though. It's got to be here. But basically, Microsoft is now suggesting that you're popping up a notification to improve your performance and battery life, that your battery and performance life is compromised by the browser you're using. And the solution to this problem is to use Microsoft Edge. So you're going to get this notification if you use Chrome or Firefox if you're in Windows 10 after the new updates. So, I mean, that just pisses me off in so many ways I can't even begin. That they are just basically using a notification service. They should be only letting you know about dire operating system conditions. It's debatable whether or not some of their existing alerts regarding that are good and that like that. But as bad as you may think they currently are, for them to just be pushing and proffering up their software. And potentially, what? I mean, what's the next step? Can they just start disabling manufacturers? Products. I mean, it seems like a gross overreach, and this isn't the type of control I wanted to give. It's one thing getting updates. It's one thing. I'm sick of the amount of network activity that Windows 10 uses. I still haven't been able to get it anywhere near close to what the idle network activity of any other operating system I've ever used is. But you'd think if that came with some benefits, I thought, oh, more frequent updates, I'm getting drivers, I'm getting all sorts of other things I wasn't getting before. I think it's better. The operating system seems solid. It's fast and responsive, all those good things. But apparently, I'm also given a wide advertising pipe and avenue to Microsoft to put whatever they want in it and shove it my way as an alert, as an operating system alert. And
all of it's what you deserve.
I can't condone.
You got Windows 10 for free.
Yeah, I know, and as we should know, that there's nothing in this world is actually free, and we do pay for it in some way. But it's irresponsible. If they were going to turn this into an ad network, they should have disclosed that. And Nintendo, Pokemon Go doubled Nintendo stock prices. That's still amazing, the story. I don't want to hear any more people dying with Pokemon Go. They're just idiots. But the
well, hey, actually, on that news.
Oh, here's the I finally found the link, by the way. Let me post the link about the Edge. Yeah.
So on the Pokemon Go stuff, they found out that you can actually use a RTL. Software-defined radio, or no, this one was using a HackRF. HackRF software-defined radio to spoof GPS location and coordinates. So you could say you're here when you're not actually here playing Pokemon Go. This is pretty much just a proof of concept. There needs to be a way so that you can free flow do it, but pretty cool. And you can do GPS stuff with RTL, so the cheapest software-defined radio. So
you could do what with RTL? I'm sorry, what?
You can look at GPS stuff with RTL.
Yeah, did you have? Is that link?
That link is about creating or spoofing GPS.
But is it? Do you have to play Pokemon Go to use this?
You can spoof your GPS for anything, so.
This is just spoofing your GPS?
Whatever your GPS uses, you can use that for it.
There's already apps in the store to spoof your GPS. I guess it's just getting attention because of Pokemon Go. But I've also...
It is highly against the rules of the game, and Niantic has been very harsh on people spoofing their GPS and Ingress. So, but Ingress, it's a lot easier because you can be at a portal, and if nobody shows up and they keep coming back to that portal, then obviously they're spoofing their GPS. Pokemon Go, it's a little bit more difficult for them to tell if you're spoofing your GPS or not. And yeah, we talked about them hacking their servers and attacking it yesterday.
How do you think they might detect this? I bet there's I can see mechanisms. I can see mechanisms.
If you start up the game and then you turn your spoofing on, your GPS.
So you have a GPS coordinate, and it's a rapid change. That's impossible by. Yeah, it would seem like that. Yeah, that could be relatively easily detected.
If you're doing that, if you're jumping places to places, you can get.
Can you? Can you imagine what if there's legal consequences to that?
If you're interfering with GPS signals, so if you're broadcasting GPS.
That's true. On what scale?
Consequences as well.
It's not going to be an SDR issue though, because you can't broadcast with those. But if you did.
Yeah. This was another cool link, completely off that topic. Talking about nuclear weapons and the Navy, and finding out that underwater nuclear tests are actually like significantly more dangerous than above water tests.
Yeah.
Apparently, like it soaks everything in radiation in the area.
Absolutely.
Dispersing that radiation safely over the planet.
In Bikini Atoll, the experiments at Bikini Atoll were basically detonating a nuclear device on both the atoll itself as well as a little bit above the water in the center of the atoll. And the problem was not when they actually did the explosion above the water and things like that. It wasn't as substantial. What they found though was when they did it below ground and when the waves washed over everything, is that was the issue. It took when the wave washed over everything, it was most of all that stuff was unsalvageable because it was so soaked with radiation.
They had to sink most of their ships, and the whole point of going into that was, oh, our ships are fine against nuclear attacks.
Nope.
No, Eric, none of us are going to the 11th Hope Convention in New York City. But have fun.
What's that convention for?
Cherie talked about it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, what is
that? This was a really fun one for the Pokemon Go players. Make sure you don't sideswipe a police car while you're playing Pokemon Go. And if you do, don't tell the police officer I was playing Pokemon Go when I sideswiped your vehicle. That video does, or that link does have an auto-playing video from Twitter, so don't play that, Proctor.
Hackers on planet Earth.
Will do.
It is pretty funny though that someone would sideswipe a cop car and gets right out and is like, "Yeah, I was playing Pokemon Go. My bad."
It looks like the next version of Android won't boot if your phone software is corrupt or has malware on it.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that was interesting.
So we had talked about that giant gator on the golf course before. How would you feel about this bear swimming past you? That is a freaking huge bear.
Any of our listeners out there use BT Internet?
What's that?
It's an ISP. It's a big ISP. Not in this country though. I think it's British Telecom. But it looks like the Telicity's owner, Equinix, fessed up to the problem, apparently. Anyway, there's a story about it if you want the details. If you were experiencing a BT internet outage recently, that is, I guess, the reason.
What's that worth now?
What do you mean worth?
What's it for?
What the line guys? This is just talking about an internet outage. It's nothing. We want to talk about electric cars. There's a really fast electric car. I've heard.
No, we can talk about this 4K LCD here. It's only $7,000. It's 40% more real-time imaging processing power. $7,000 TV.
That electric car did quarter mile in less than 10 seconds. That's pretty good, apparently, for an electric vehicle.
Only 9 more days to get Windows 10 for free. If you haven't gotten your free Windows 10, be sure to get your free Windows 10. even if you're going back to Windows 7, so you can get Windows 10 later if you want.
That's scary. That's sneaking up on me. I still have a few product keys I think I have to take care of. In fact,
You're going to start converting keys right now in the middle of the show?
no, but I just wanted to see how many I had left. I was very upset if there's a ton of them in here. Okay, so I got Uvaldo's. I got 3, 6. Crap. Oh. I have almost 15.
15 keys?
14. Damn it. I still potentially have to convert. Crap. Oof, okay.
That is the weirdest freaking suitcase thing. Things that you need but shouldn't be invented. Look, someone attaches a hook to their butt and then they hook their suitcase to their butt. And walk around with it.
What are you talking about?
So that they can use both their hands without holding their suitcase.
Isn't there better? Oh, did you see? I think this might be sponsored by GoPro or something like that, but that was an interesting video. It's I believe the flames that he's shooting out of this thing is kind of cool. There's a whole bunch of 1060 reviews out there that are pretty much corroborating the earlier reviews that I had posted. I'm just going to put out one.
That you should have gotten the 1080.
No, I'm still at a toss-up. I may still ultimately go with some sort of RX 480 of a customized version, third-party version of that, possibly. But 1060 looks a little bit more underpowered than I had expected it. Maybe leading me to jump up to the 1070 or back down to the 480X. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I had thought it would be a no-brainer for me if it was just a little bit faster, but there's a couple of games. It seems like if you're focused on a DirectX 11 title, the 1060 is the best choice. But if you're focused on a DirectX 12 title, the 480 is the best choice. And the 480 also has an advantage, a little bit of advantage with future-proofing at higher resolution.
Better on both of those?
Oh, absolutely. The 1070 and the 1080 blow those out of the water, both of those. So it's not even a choice if you have the money to get up to that point. But so far, all of these cards are still going above their MSRPs typically, although the 1060s are a bit better about that. But the other higher end cards are a little bit above their MSRP. So it may be worthwhile to wait till those settle down. I think there's still demand and supply and demand issues associated with those. But if you're in the mood for a new video card, my advice was, now we have all of our options available on the table. Start making your pick about which one, but wait just a little bit before you make the purchase till the prices settle down a bit more. Although if you're gonna truly pick the 1060, you could probably buy today, since they seem to have supply.
This was a pretty cool thing. So someone had video from the 1950s, 1959, and of downtown LA, and they went back and today did the same video showing the same shots and synchronized it, so you can see over 50 years of transgression, I guess. It's pretty cool.
How?
Not a lot has changed, honestly. A lot has changed, but not a lot, as you would think. Like, we're supposed to have flying cars and the 20th century, 21st century.
Yeah, that's not happening just yet. This might be a little bit too social. Let's see. So apparently oh no, I don't want to talk about this. No, forget it. That's not worth the airtime. It's just the kids basically taking pictures of themselves in the school bathrooms and posting it to Snapchat. It's not. And this brings up another point, and I'm not going to go into in detail either. But look, whether we agree or disagree with law, it is the law, okay? And some of these things have severe consequences, particularly for you kids and children out there. You think it's nothing, you think it's just a prank or a joke or something like this, but until you truly understand the law and the implication, I would urge you to not ever post any content at all about yourself or anyone else online. There's legal ramifications, and there could be harsh consequences that could follow you potentially for a large portion of your life. Please, this happened to somebody near and close to me recently. Don't make a stupid mistake.
Who did it happen to?
I'd like not to say anything further about it, but
We can't build us up like that. What happened?
No, it's no.
Someone took a picture of themselves and then sent it to someone that was an adult, or what?
No, it wasn't the specific circumstance of that. It was a totally different law. It had nothing to do with taking pictures in bathrooms or anything like that was involved with me. I'm just saying that there are consequences, there are crimes, there are laws. If you start breaking random laws, you're oh, I didn't know I didn't know you couldn't do that. Is not an excuse. Okay, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, I saw that too, Phoenix. I didn't want to bring it up on the show specifically, but it was interesting.
I don't want to give it any voice time, but shit.
Yeah.
It's on the screen anyway. Yeah. I don't know. We hadn't advertised on their forums in a long time. That probably is I noticed that.
Yeah, that is
their lists and things. Because I may be wrong, I might have to look at them, but I know who does sponsor them. So.
Yes, they are on there, by the way, too.
Oh, I know. I don't even have to look for that. They pay.
So Acer has a liquid-cooled hybrid laptop, it looks like. Much smaller than that Asus liquid-cooled one that we had looked at before, that desktop that was under the guise of a laptop, the portable desktop Asus. Interesting that they're moving a lot towards more liquid cooling. Michael, did you know your phone had liquid cooling?
Excuse me?
The S7 uses liquid cooling.
Really? Where? And tiny, it must be.
No, it's just it's like a gel pack on the back of it.
Oh, okay.
And the gel is used to distribute heat around the phone.
I did not know that, but I was quite surprised at how relatively cool the phone was in comparison to my old one when it was operating, and how much power and performance it packed in such a relatively light case. Some of that's just the processor size and the lithography process that they're using to manufacture the chips, but I knew the heat issue was something, and that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Is that link that?
No.
No. Okay.
Nope.
Scary, a dating app.
A dating app? What?
And if you just check now, let's check it. That's and this is the kind of thing I was talking about, or leading to it. Anyway.
Hey. Oh. This was a day ago. Dang. Oh well. Oh no, wait, there's a deal. Maybe? Who knows? Here. If anyone wants a Raspberry Pi 3 starter kit, it looks like it's $10 off on Amazon right now. You have to use that coupon code.
Whoa, 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 whoa. God, I can't justify a 5th single board computer in my home.
You don't even have use for, like, the first 4.
Wait, what is this? What is this, a bundle? Some sort of bundle?
Yeah, it comes with everything you need. Including 32 gig SD card. And HDMI cables, the whole 9. That's cool.
Where's the actual link? Kinja deals, where is it? Today's deals, today's best deals. So, top deal is this, okay. Okay, where is it? $57. Oh, I see it, I see it, I see it.
And you have to get the code.
Let's see what this, so it does have a standard ultra, it's 32 gigs. It does have a heat sinks in the case. It does have an HDMI and a good power cable. And I'd spend $10 on that, $40 on that, 40, 50,
Holy bejeez.
60.
If you want a completely unergonomic battery pack for Pokemon, you can get one now. I would highly recommend just getting a regular battery pack that's a small little rectangle, not a awkward ball to carry around. And it's only got 5,300 milliamps on it. The thing is huge for 5,300 milliamps. The Anker 10,000 one is smaller than that and is twice the size. Don't get that. Nobody get that ball, please, people.
It took $11. It's $57.
Oh my gosh, really? Fitbit is facing lawsuits over sleep tracking. You know, when I woke up, I'm very upset. Alright, what else we got? We got anything else? Michael, quit contemplating about buying a Raspberry Pi 3.
Yeah,
Do you have a 3 already?
No. But
And he has
why-
absolutely
send me the link.
no need for
Why
a
did
3.
you send me that link? Why do you send me that link? Oh my god. That was It was a very tempting link, Brantley. You threw me for the loop there. But do appreciate you. Anybody who hasn't already broken into the single board computer market, it's a great way to get started. First project, start out as a pie hole and work your way from there. Highly recommended. And that is a pretty good kit for getting started. It's got everything you needed at that price, especially with the deal. You really can't beat that. If you were buying all the parts individually, you would probably spend more. And the SD card is actually a pretty decent one. You can't do a whole lot better than that, and certainly not at that price. So recommended. And at least we only got 35 minutes into the show today. This is pretty piss poor.
Not a lot interesting has been going on recently.
Social security number alerts. Do you say, Phoenix? That's good. Until that place gets hacked, and then the social security number gets leaked, and then let me see. Who's running this service? Civic is the name of the new service. It's free, and if you sign up, you get 1 million ID identity theft protection. Sounds. I don't know if they can fulfill it though, and they don't have a reputation or name to build off of. I don't know. I would be wary of investing into protection services. A lot of these things pop up overnight, and they claim to do a whole heck of a lot, and then consumers find out they do very little. Like the guy who decided to put a social security number on the side of the car and drive around the city. Things like that are just have all been proven to be short-lived, or a lot of lawsuits later they come into a acceptable. They find an acceptable way of entering into the market legally. Just be careful. I would urge waiting some time before you invest into that. Okay, let's see, what else do we have?
I got something.
Yay!
For all the fans of Mr. Robot, there's going to be a virtual experience for Comic-Con, simulcastly broadcasted across the nation Thursday at 1:45 p.m. And the episode 3 of Mr. Robot comes out tonight, so be sure to watch that. Good stuff.
Oh, is June 29th called Sismas Day?
Sismas
You really
Day?
need to ask that. I mean, think about it. So.
Just when Windows 10 they gave it a name? Why?
Actually, I don't know what you're talking about.
Thanks, Eric, for sharing. See, Eric, did I mention? I might have talked about that hard drive. I know I had to. Maybe not. Let me see. Ooh. Oh no, I didn't. They had that talking about their future hard drive technologies, but this is 10 terabytes, 7,200 RPMs, and
We talked about that yesterday, I think.
Okay.
10 terabyte hard drive. Apparently, Microsoft has 240 technical ebooks that you can get for free.
240 free from Microsoft?
Mm-hmm.
That might be
covering various technologies of theirs. Obviously.
Hey! This is good stuff here. I mean, particularly right if you're preparing for one of their exams,
Maybe.
or no? These aren't exam study guides, are they? They're not.
I finally gave Michael that long menial task of code that Eric that I was talking about at the end of the show yesterday. That's why he's all quiet, because I've discombobulated him. It took like an hour to explain. And an hour to set it up.
Well, do we have anything else interesting? Anything noteworthy?
I got nothing, dude.
Nothing.
I haven't been looking.
Amazon is exploring using streetlights as delivery drone purchases.
I did see that. I heard streetlights.
Purchase.
Streetlights and churches for purchase.
So they can land.
Yeah, they've received a patent for a UAV docking station concept that would offer a temporary perch for drones in need.
In need. Like my drone's in distress. It needs a charge. Who's paying for that anyway?
Not that the article doesn't go into that. I don't know if they just need a place to sit while they charge using solar panels, or if they're actually gonna get.
I would imagine they wouldn't charge with solar panels. They would charge with direct to electricity if they're on a light pole.
Yeah, but who's paying for the electricity if they just hook up to the?
That's what I was going to say. Well, I mean, just to get onto a light pole takes a lot. Like, you have to go through a lot of regulation to be able to access the light pole. That's why, whatchamacallit can't be on the light poles. Google Fiber has to go in and bury all of their line because they're not a utility, so they can't use the light poles. As far as I understand it, apparently. So if Amazon's able to touch the light poles, I'd be really interested in that.
Well, currently it's just a concept. They're not sure if they'll actually end up using this technique, but they're just developing it in case.
Now, if you had your own light poles, like ones that they have in parking lots, they could add those. But municipal light poles, you're not allowed to touch unless you're a utility. And maybe it's just the telephone poles. Maybe the street lamps have different regulations on them, possibly. But I would imagine the city that the pole was in would be the one footing the power bill for that. And they get big kickbacks from Amazon, probably. Can order all their office equipment at a discount. Something like that. Eric, I don't think anyone talked about the lightsaber VR demo on Vive. None of us have buckled up and spent the time on the waiting list for a Vive or Oculus Rift for that matter. Definitely not for a HoloLens Developer Edition. But yeah, it would be cool. Lightsaber battles, perfect for VR land. VR is going to be so freaking awesome. I can't wait until it's like 5 years from now. We have VR everything. Like, the entire computer interface should already be in my Oculus Rift or HTC Vive, honestly. Like, if I shouldn't need a monitor if I get a VR thing. I should be able to just hook up to the VR and have my monitor as a full 360 thing, I would think. But anyway, we got anything else? Phoenix posted about learning Python and electronics with Minecraft Pi Edition. That sounds like fun. Even more fun than Minecraft. Hashtag sarcasm. Yeah. A flight sim would be way better VR experience, but still, a lightsaber battle, that's still pretty good VR stuff, especially with the Vive having the controllers. Like, you're like, it's going to be cool. Anyway, I say let's wrap it up for today. We got through 45, so.
Rock on. I had to head out anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Phoenix posted the last link about Pokemon Go coming to Windows phones, as if those still exist. I would be really surprised in that, especially since Niantic didn't come out with Ingress for Windows phones. But anyway, thanks everyone for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. And again, we are here to provide support and answer any questions about our software and services. So if you have any of those, feel free to contact our support in any way we have listed on the website, or you can wait till tomorrow at 4 p.m. and talk to us in our chat, foolishtechshow.com. Otherwise, hope everybody has a great rest of their week, as they've had a great first half of their week, and I will see you tomorrow. Take us on out, Proctor.